Hello everybody, Life on End here, and today we are having another episode of Extinction Analysis Series. Today we're doing the Mk32, aka the War Machine. Now this weapon is probably the most overpowered weapon in Extinction mode, in my opinion. And I have a few things that will definitely support that, and there's just a few strange things about it that it doesn't really go along with like the other explosive type things in this game with. For example, accuracy challenges. If you're on a grenade turret and you hit your grenade, even I'm pretty sure a direct impact on something, your accuracy goes down. With this saying, if you shoot a grenade at them, and it doesn't even have to be near a direct impact, if it's in the blast radius, your accuracy goes up. So, as you can see in this clip, this is pretty much a savior for the accuracy challenge, because there is no way with a rapid fire CBJ-EMS that I was ever going to get 50% accuracy. Oh, this was a funny game. But yeah, we end up saving the end of this just because of the Mk32. And I mean the grenade turret doesn't count. Grenades themselves don't count. The only other things that count are the Castet and the Panzerfaust, which I suppose you could classify it as one of those kinds of weapons. But right here, here's the clutch. Here's the clutch. Come on, just wait for it. Right here, I'm like, oh no, 50%, boom, yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The Panzerfaust and the Castet, I would not place in the same category as this, because this is an equalizer. This is supposed to be something that, I mean, it's relatable to the grenade turret. It's in the same category as a grenade turret. It shouldn't add to your accuracy, and these accuracy challenges, I don't think, not to be balanced anyway. But not even just that part is one of the reasons it's so overpowered. Let's go on to this next clip. As you can see, we have our happy team of 4 sitting here, all with our MKs maxed out. Now, we actually probably could have done this faster had we not actually maxed them out. Just did +3 and then just bought an extra one, but we decided to put in the reload time just because it was more ammo efficient. But we didn't have all the propane tanks there. We had maybe, I think, 4 or 5. But yeah, look at the hive. It takes 16 seconds to take down this entire hive, and it would have taken even less time had one of us either A, throw down a fast hands booster, or B, just went to +3 and then bought another one.
Okay, that was.
I mean, that was fast. I mean, if you want to find the fastest way to earn teeth, have everybody on your team run one of these, because they blow everything up. Everything. I can't really think of anything that a team of 4 players using these cannot blow up effectively. This is one of the few explosive weapons that will actually like hurt a rhino. Most won't. Like, you try to use a Panzerfaust or a Castet against a rhino, it's not going to be that effective. You use this against a rhino, it's very, very, very effective. I don't think, like I said, I don't believe it should be that powerful. Because when you put your first point into it, it pretty much makes you immune to its blast radius, and it's like a rocket launcher in the way that it will blow up at any distance of impact. So you can shoot it straight down to your feet, and it will blow up and not hurt you once you put 1 point into it. And even if you don't have that 1 point, it still doesn't hurt that much. Maybe a 12th, a 15th of your health bar, just a small fraction. It's not that significant. And then the second point you put into it increases its explosive radius even more, which, as if it didn't have a big enough explosive radius already, this thing has an explosive radius probably from that tree all the way to that truck. And I honestly believe that's a little bit overkill. I do realize this costs $2,000, but at the same time, you can make your $2,000 back. I mean, we just waited right here for us all to get, just looking at it before we'd all started a fire. We just waited until, and then we're like, alright, just unload. And then just, the poor rhino just goes, it gets lit on fire and goes down. I used half my grenades, and I'm pretty sure they said they didn't even use half of theirs. So, I honestly, I think that's overpowered. I don't think there's one other weapon in this game. Grenade turrets will not kill rhinos quickly. A bulldog shotgun with his weapon specialist is the only other thing that, it kills rhinos way quicker than this does. But this kills everything else. And rhinos. And this will take multiple rhinos. At the end game, you're running one of these, and there are, 2 rhinos back there. You can shoot right in the middle of them and just easily take them out. And this thing actually will pay itself off. If you're careful with your shots and you group your enemies together, you can kill, hunters and scorpions with one shot. And it's not hard to pay off. As long, no, they may not instantly kill them, but 90% of the time the fire damage will if the blast radius does not. And there will be the few occasions if they're way on the outer edge of the blast radius that it won't kill them, but it will hurt them a ton. That maybe one more bullet will kill them. And even if your ally kills them, that's still, you're getting the assist points. Every time I've used this, I've paid it off. It just, the logic behind this doesn't make much sense. But this does make for some extreme fun, I must admit. Of course, I guess I should say level 3 adds incendiary grenades and level 4 doubles its ammo. Now, of course, levels 1 to 3, you will not pay this thing off. But when you get that thing to level 4, that's when you have the payoff potential. And that is what I think makes this thing so good, to say the least. Is you can just use, right there, another rhino. Just unload the grenades and boom. By the way, since we are doing an analysis of this, the engineer, at the end of its so-called, I almost said perk tree. Been playing Skyrim too much. At the end of its upgrade list line, it says it increases your explosive damage. Now, I figured since, the weapon specialist one worked for the death machine, right? Well, it should work for the MK. Well, come to find out, it does not work for the MK. I tested this with and without it at a +2 MK, and it was the same either way. Now, I didn't go above a +2 for a very, very good reason. And that reason being, I didn't want to have to deal with the fire damage. The fire damage is a variable that I do not want to add into the equation. If I can eliminate a variable by just going one step less, there's no point in putting the fire damage in there if you're trying to figure out if the explosive damage itself was increased by the actual perk, and it wasn't. It took the same amount of grenades either way. Well, actually I take that back. I think I actually used Ooh, almost 2 more death machines worth, or death machines, where am I? War machines worth of grenades on the, with maxed out engineer. And it was just to make sure that I was not, wrong or fooled. So I used 5 MKs, I'm pretty sure, on this guy. And he still did not go down. So, yeah, that's pretty much busted. That does not apply at all to the engineer explosive bonus. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this episode over the Mk32 or the War Machine, whichever you prefer to call it. I prefer it the OP Noob Tube out of Modern Warfare 2 with Danger Close. But you should definitely try this with your group of 4 sometime on this map, because it's ridiculously easy. I mean, it can't make it any easier. You just point in the general direction of some sort of glowing alien and you pull the trigger. It has a massive blast radius. It burns everything that it hits for a lot of damage. So if you're struggling to farm teeth, try this method, because it will work for anybody. Anyways, guys, this is Life On In here. I am out.